Hello everyone, we're Team SmartViz, and we're here to presenting our junior design project to you. And let me introduce our teammate. My name is Bill.
My name is Ting.
I'm Paul.
I'm David.
I'm Ziyu. I'm Catherine.
And we're working on a project on the manufacturer instrument recognition. And essentially, we're building a mobile application using smartphone platforms and to recognize the screws and type and thread sizes. And at the end of the day, the users are able to use our application to recognize manufacturing instruments using their iPhones, so using their smartphones. Now let me introduce our client. We're working with Carlisle Fluid Technology, and it is a manufacturer of equipment for the supply and applications of paints and coatings and spray materials. So screws and the threads are pretty crucial in their productions. And our client contact is Jennifer, and I'm going to hand over to Paul, and he's going to introduce you and tell you a little bit more about our client.
So what essentially is our client's problem? Like what Bill said, our client, like other mechanical industry, they're dealing with screws on a daily basis. They have screws on their devices, have screws on their products, and they often come across a problem where they need to identify a specific screw. What is this screw's thread size and what is thread type? And this is actually a really hard problem. In our user research, we found that the average time to identify a specific screw is going to take 10 to 15 minutes. So they would use a manual screw checker to screw the screw in to see if it actually fits. And this time is really valuable, especially in a very fast-paced industry. This is some time our client cannot afford to lose. So we decided to come up with the solution. We're proposing an Android iOS mobile applications where we can identify the screw via image recognition and also return the purchasing link after the screw is identified. So essentially, we just need our user would just need to use their phone to take a picture, and then they can identify what specific model of the screw is, and also they can purchase the link just directly from our application. And our application is similar to Amazon Part Finder, which is our application where you can take a picture and find a part. But we are more dedicated just to screw recognition, and we're more accurate at that.
Great. So I'll be talking a little bit about user research. And so before we get into user research, we first want to talk about our intended users. So our intended audience is mechanical field service engineers at Carlisle Fluid Technologies, or if this was to be made public, it could be anyone trying to identify screws and trying to find a screw to purchase for their particular product or for their particular service. So for user research, we conducted a survey using Qualtrics, and specifically this was targeted towards field service engineers from CFT specifically. So a few insights we gained were about the background and setting of the particular workplace, and a lot of times it involves the inclusion of many other machinery and items such as saws and other screws in particular. And we also figured out that for mobile operating systems, we needed to figure out if Android or iOS, which platform was the best to conduct development on. And it turned out that we found out that CFT work phones were iOS. So as a result, we're prioritizing iOS development first. And afterwards, we will, of course, conduct development on Android. In addition to that, users were also interested in doing email access, so they can access their account information for search history and basically to see what kind of screws they identified in the past, and to also keep track of various other metrics and profile information.
So for our prototype, we came up with a design after we got the results from user research. We hope our application to achieve three main features. The first one is user account system, which allows users to log into the system and then record what they search. The second feature is to actually identify the screw. They can take pictures of the actual screw, and then the app will process the information for them. And then for the last feature, we want the app to return the purchase link URL to the user so that they can purchase more of the same screw. So this is our first prototype, which is the user account system. So users can log in or register into the system by clicking on the first screen. And then for the second part and then the third part, users can edit their individual profile and add the profile pictures or add more email addresses to the system account. For the second feature is the actual identification process. This is our main goal for the application. And then so as a team, we decided that users can either import a photo from their phone album or to take a picture real time. We hope to support those features, and then after users took the picture, and then we can process the information about the screws using machine learning algorithms, and then to process the information for the users.
And our last feature is to return the purchase link to users of the identified screws, so that the users can buy however how many they want for the screws. And also we are going to include an information page along with the purchase link for users to look through the screws and for further information.
For the demonstration part, we are still working on it, and we will finish it and record it in our final video. I'm talk about the lesson we learned from this course. And first, for client communication, I think is the key to a success on any project with regard to guidance and implementation. It's very important to have a regular meeting with our clients, so next we can talk about our current progress with our clients and therefore get more information from our clients and about how to improve our project. And second, I think the weekly meetings for our team is also important, because we can get together every week to work on our project and their assignment, and so that we can catch up the assignments and handling this on time. For the last one, I think prototype is also a good way to design application features.
So we thank you for listening to our presentation, and we'll open the floor for any questions.